Hi everyone, it's video number 4, and I am just picking up where I left off, which I believe is February of 2017, when the Lord called me out of my corporate position and told me to resign and to also just kind of fold in all the work that I was doing with my side business, coaching and speaking and selling books. He just told me to come out of all of it. So February of 2017, I am officially unemployed. But I'm not flipping out yet. I had savings, I had a 401k, and I just kind of felt like, you know what, one foot in front of the other. The Lord is definitely going to lead you somewhere else. A new job is right around the horizon. The Lord is going to open doors for you. He's going to bring new opportunities your way. I was okay in February of 2017. In May of 2017, I released my third book. Did a launch party in Harlem. I was just doing things to keep myself busy. I wasn't praying about any of it. I wasn't asking the Lord if it was His will. I was just moving along, doing what pride would have you to do, which is what you think you should be doing based on what feels good to you and what you feel like doing. So I wasn't fully yielded. I had been obedient in terms of resignation, but I was still trying to figure it all out. And that is the antithesis of being led by the Good Shepherd, right? If you're trying to figure out what way to go, then that means He's not leading you. Because if He's leading you, then you just follow. So I was struggling. 2017 was rough. I didn't have a job. I did have money in the bank. I was able to pay my bills. But as time went on, my money's dwindling and there's no replenishment because I don't have an income. So by December of 2017, money gone. Money absolutely gone. I took one look at my bank account and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And I specifically remember going into my office in my apartment. I had a 2-bedroom apartment at that time, and one of them was an actual office that I would work out of. I remember going into my office, sitting on the floor, and just absolutely bawling. I could not stop crying. I was like, you have called me out of my job, and this is what is going on? Are you kidding me? My bank account is empty. I have nothing. I don't know how I'm going to take care of myself. This is ridiculous. Like, I was just so disgusted, and angry and bitter. And I just felt like, what is this? What are you doing? And I remember saying, I don't have any money in the bank. I don't have any money in the bank. I just kept remember hearing myself say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. What am I going to do? I don't have any money. And I remember hearing the Holy Spirit say, you got money in the bank. As long as you have faith, you got money in the bank. Because faith is the currency of heaven. Not you, not your dollar bills. Believe in me and trust in me. Let me lead you. I'm at work here. And I dried my tears and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I am not going to give up. And I am going to stand in faith. And I am going to trust Him for whatever it is that He is doing. He knows the way. January came around and my bank account was done. So I called my father and I asked him for rent money. And this was the first time that I had to reach out to my dad to ask him for something that would normally be nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like, I had lived a life of just being able to take care of myself, and I so prided myself on that. Nothing said success to me like not having to ask other people for help. In fact, let me share this with you. Years prior to me being saved, my girlfriends from college and I took a road trip up to Boston, and we stayed at the Intercontinental in Boston, and it was a beautiful weekend. But what I remember most about that weekend was that all of us were in the hotel room, and we were lying on the beds, and we were just talking to each other. And the question came up, what is your biggest fear? And my girlfriends shared, what their fears were, and in confidence, I won't, go into that. But I shared what mine was. And at that time, my biggest fear was ever being in a situation where I couldn't take care of myself and where I actually needed help from other people. And I just remember the two of them looking at me. It wasn't a judgmental look, but it was almost as though they were surprised to hear that that is what scared me most. No snakes, no heights, no death. You know what I mean? Typically, no roller coaster, you know what I mean? Typically, things of that nature are what people are afraid of. I was afraid of needing people. I was afraid of actually ever being in a situation where I would have to say to somebody, can you help me? Because I don't have this. Or can I have what you have? Can you share with me? Because I don't have that, right? My fear was ever being in a situation where Dorothy couldn't take care of Dorothy. And my greatest fear came upon me. My greatest fear came upon me. By January, my money was one and done. By the middle of January, I was telling my landlord, look, buddy, you're going to have to find somebody else to live here because my money is funny and I just can't afford to live here anymore. By February, I was moving in with my older sister. And my life was just turned upside down. I would have never in a million years thought that I would be in a situation where other people were taking care of me because I could not take care of myself because I didn't have any money to do it. It took me a while to understand, truly understand, and yield to what the Lord was pruning in me, which was humility. He cannot use vessels that are filled with pride. He can't. And I was struggling in that area. I was struggling greatly. So I lost really everything. Everything material. Let's do it like that. Everything material I lost. But as I look back on that time, it was one of those times where, like, you look back and you realize you had money in the bank, but that's all you had. You were broken. You were angry. You were bitter. You needed healing. You needed deliverance. You needed so much more than money in the bank. And that's what the Lord has given you. He's given you a new life, a new mind, a new chance, to live different, to be at peace within yourself, and to be at peace with Him. So much of me has changed, literally physically, inside and out. None of the other videos included this information, but I used to be over 300 pounds. And when I got saved, the Lord began to minister to me about my diet, about what I was eating, about my lack of exercise, about just this being His vessel, this being His house, this being His dwelling place, and me really needing to get it together in terms of health and wellness of the mind, body, soul, and spirit. and I began a weight loss journey. As the Lord healed me on the inside, my outer man had no choice but to follow. I had tried to lose weight many, many, many times before. But it was only after I got saved that the Lord began to heal the real root of the obesity. Hopefully you're following me, right? The diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they get paid to give us band-aids. But weight loss, especially sustainable and maintainable weight loss, only comes when you change your mind, right? So it's not necessarily about what you're eating, it's about what's eating you. And it's about what's going on in your heart, what's going on in your mind, and why food is your drug of choice. And as the Lord began to heal me from all of my childhood trauma and all of my past hurts and all of my past mistakes and all of the things that just completely morphed my personality, and changed me into this angry and bitter individual, the Lord began to heal me from those things. And as I began to heal on the inside, my body began to change on the outside. I became very serious about my vessel, because this is his house. It's where he lives. And I need to be strong. I need to be healthy in order to do the work that he has called me to do. So that's a sidebar. Now I'm living with my sister. And that was different for me. It was different in so many different ways. And just an experience that would truly change me for the better.